Hi y'all, here I am wasting time again. But I just want to, you know what? I run out of really small scraps. And the reason I ran out is because one day I was in a really, I don't know what my mood was, but I just threw away a lot of my little scraps. I said, oh, I'll get rid of this and then maybe yeah, I don't know what. Sometimes I get in the mood where I just have too much junk and I start throwing things away. And then I throw things away and then I feel very bad because I threw them away. And so I'm making me some more scraps because I want to do something that I've done before, but I need little tiny scraps, little tiny crumbs, I guess. And so I've just got some different, I don't need all these ones. One will be fine. And so then I just kind of cut them. I just make pieces. And then I got some there. I'll just get a Ziploc bag and I'll put them all in a bag and I'll try not to throw them away. And so see there, I just got a bunch of crumbs now. See how beautiful that is? But what I want to do is I want to take this piece of felt. I've got to where I use a lot of felt as backings for things. And so what I want to do with this will be a journal cover. I don't know why I'm making another one when I've made a jillion and they're just piled up. But yeah, that's how many I have, a jillion. I counted them yesterday. It come to exactly a jillion. And so anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna pile these on here until the whole thing is covered. Now, I could slow stitch this whole thing together when I'm finished, but I don't think I want to slow stitch. I'm slow stitching on other things, so I'm going to machine stitch this. And I'm going to machine stitch this one and put it all together with just stitches with the machine. And then I will, I'm trying to make sure I don't have like pieces of the same color too close. I want them just kind of scrambled around here. It's like making scrambled eggs, right? Except we're just scrambling other stuff, pieces of fabric. And I think I do have some more of these just scraps in different places in this house. And I got one bedroom that I still have to completely go through. I've been going through it. I got a few things out of the bedroom that it's like Christmas actually when I go through it, because I find things that I haven't seen in a long time. And so then it gets to be almost like Christmas. I go, oh my gosh, and so that's what happens though. I think I tell myself, okay, we're going to go, I call it room B. I'm going to go in room B and I'm going to work on organizing some things in there and going through some things, organizing some things. And but then I go in there and I find things. I go, whoa, I forgot I had this. And then I want to just sit down and play with it. Like this morning. What have I been doing this morning? This morning I have been working a little bit on my a little bit on a couple of different things. And then I just go a little bit and then I want to change, flip over to something else. And so I do. I just flip over to something else. And I call that fun. And I don't know if it's I get bored easily or what, maybe it is, but I just want to continually have fun. And so here I am just putting these scraps on here, and I call it fun. And in just a minute, I've almost got this covered up. I won't keep you. I know you got things to do and places to go, people to see, and so I'll make sure I give you enough time to get all of that done. We all have journeys that we have to take care of. I'm going off the edge over here. I'm going off of the edge, but once I finish this to where I want it, then I will cut around the edge to make it correct. And so just hang on to your boots there for a minute while I finish up whatever I'm doing here, which who knows what I'm doing here. So here we go, rocking on down. Now how's that look so far? Does it look like I got it pretty covered up, that whole piece? There's a little piece peeking out here. I do get some of my pieces together that I don't think okay. So then now's when I need my Ziploc bag to put those in. Now I've got this whole roll of tulle. I've done this before many times. And this is slow stitching on speed. Well, actually it's not slow stitching at all. It's fast stitching. So I cut a piece of this tulle. Ooh, did I cut it a bit too small? I always try to overcut it and cut it larger than I need, but it looks like I didn't. I just did this one just right, I think. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut a different one, because that one I like it to be a little bit larger than the finished piece. So this will be better. I got plenty. What the heck? I've got plenty. Okay. So there, it's just all covered up. Now, see, now I have it covered. If the whole thing's covered, that edges will be cut off. But now the whole thing is covered with the tulle. So now I'm going to pin it. I'll get that all pinned. I was playing with Aria's nail polish. I sure hope she's got some nail polish remover. But I got so many layers on here that it's not drying. Of course, all I did was my left hand because I'm right-handed, so I was painting. I don't know why I was doing that. I just was. And so... So I get this all pinned on here so that the pieces pretty much stay put where they belong. And I don't think there's a name of what you do with it for this. I don't have a name for this, so it's just scrapping around. That's what I do, scrap myself around. Okay, now it looks like I have pretty much got it. Enough pins, maybe need one or two more right here. Okay, I had one or two right there already. Okay, let's see. Now, so now what I'm going to do, I gotta move some of this junk right here because my sewing machine's behind it. So hang on. Okay, I found my sewing machine. So now I have this piece. I put my sewing machine on a, oh, good night, noise. I gotta thread it. I forgot to do that part. Just a minute, hang on. Okay, now we're set. I got it threaded. Now, so now, what do I do with that pin thing? Oh, good grief. Good grief. And so I'm just going to kind of sew all over. I'm not going to sew in any rows, or sometimes I'll go around like a spiral all the way around, and sometimes I just go just wherever. I don't give it much thought. But this one I'm just going to just sew. I guess it's best to sew around the edge first, and then things won't be falling out of your sandwich. I must have fell out of it somewhere.
I wasn't sure what size you needed, so I bought one of each.
Okay, thank you. You are the bomb. You know what? You are the bomb. You are the bomb. Okay, now I can put my scraps into this bag before they go all over. But don't worry, I'll use that other one you brought me to. I'll be using both of them because I use... Can you put that in the sink for me, you sweet child? And then this too. Okay. Okay, I'm just getting my scraps in the bag here, you guys.
Okay.
Okay. There's some scraps of thread that went in there too, because, see, you could put all kinds of scraps of thread on this too. All right.
You want a coffee refill?
No, I don't think I better drink any more coffee. Took that darn water pill this morning. That must be where that one fell out of, right there. And my thread, like I always use this multicolored thread. I just love that multicolored thread. When I finish with this, with the stitching, I guess this is almost like quilting it on, like quilting. This is pretty much like the wrong way of doing it, everything. My, there's a piece fell out of there too. But even where there's a piece that fell out, it's okay still because it's got glue, felt, and the blue is pretty too, so. And I like using the walking foot on this. A lot of the things I do, I like using the walking foot because I have layers and layers of fabrics, usually always, in things that I sew. Now, if I wanted to, I could slow stitch this whole thing with just all kind of slow stitching, but I'm doing slow stitching on other things right now, so for right now I'm not going to slow stitch this. Although, when I'm finished with this part, there may very well end up being slow stitching in it after I'm finished, which I do have one idea that I think I want to do with this, and which will entail some slow stitching. And because sometimes I make something like this just to be a background, and then I might, after the background, then I might embellish other things onto it. Like, I like to put things like small doilies or something similar. Let's speed this thing up. And because it's got this tool, and I got just the white tool, and well, I've got other colors of tool as well. But, so if I was to do something like this all in blues, I would use my blue tool. But the tool that I have that is in colors is not as wide. It's not as wide as this, so I like using this one because it's wide. And you don't have to have the whole thing. I mean, you don't. What I'm trying to look at here is that each piece has at least one bit of stitching over it, so it doesn't kind of move. I want them to stay still, stay where I put them. Let's see, like there's a piece right there that doesn't have any stitching on it, so I'll make sure that gets some stitching. When you're doing this here, kind of using, I call it the serpentine stitch. I think that might be what it's called. It's easy to turn, and then using the walking foot too, it just makes everything turn nicely. And it's easier for me to use this than it is to use the free motion. I just have real trouble with that free motion thing, because I have to kind of put the speed limit on how fast or slow I move, and that's hard for me for some reason. So I'm gonna just see, I can go a couple days without using my sewing machines, but then it just kind of oh, I haven't used my sewing machine with my new microphone. Now I'll see if the sewing machine drowns out my speech. It might, I don't know. Hi, Papa. Oh, did you go somewhere? You didn't go anywhere? But wherever you didn't go, you made it safe and sound back? Okay, that's good. Okay, if I need you, I'll holler. I love you too, sweetie. Okay, I think I've got enough stitching on here. I'll just go to the corner here. And stop. Okay. So there we go. Now, push the sewing machine back into its parking place. And then here we are. Now what I'll do is I'll cut. So you can see across the back there where all my, a few more scraps that didn't get put into the bag. I use a lot of Ziploc bags. I have started really using a lot. Like even my yarn balls and stuff, I put them each one in their own little Ziploc bag, and then they don't get tangled up in all of that nonsense. Okay, so now I'll take my ruler, and I'll just put my ruler along the edge and take my rotary my rotary cutter, and I'll just cut along that edge like that. And maybe my rotary cutter needs a new blade. I do have new blades, but I'll just make this one work for right now. Alright, then we'll go on this side, and we'll cut and then the third side. See how you can see all those pieces that are crumbling off of there. And you know, those pieces, they look so small, but if you're doing something like this, even those little small pieces work just fine, because they're all held in with that piece of tulle. And so then now, look, it's got its shape. Now it has its shape. So I'm going to throw them scrap pieces of tulle. I'll pitch those away. But now these little pieces of fabric will go into this little bag. And those little pieces will go in another one of these. So now what I want to do with this is, now I got to move stuff around again. Because I want to scoot my serger over here. Okay. Come on, guy. Grace. Grace is the name of my serger. Okay, now, there she is. Wait a minute, not there. Where is she? Oh, there she is. That's Grace. My foot pedal, make sure it's in its correct. I'm gonna get my gas pedal down here. Okay, I got my gas pedal. Now I'm going to get this going. And I have the same thread in my serger, my colored, multicolored thread. And I'm going to just serge that whole edge. And side 3. I love my serger. Thank you, Lynn and friends. Oh my gosh. Sent me this serger. I can't be happier. Now I have all of those. Now I have all of the ends. Now I'm going to take my little bag here And I'm going to take these cut-offs from the serger, and those are going in here too. They're all in here. So every tiny, see that tiny bit of scrap right there? In the bag it goes. And this is going to make another one of these. Oh, I still have to cut off these little ends of threads. Now some people know how to go around corners, so you don't have to have end at corners, but I don't know how, and it doesn't matter anyway because it's fine just like this. Those will go in that same bag. Okay, now look at that. This is a journal cover or a sewing notion, a needle book cover. It can be any kind of a cover you want, or it could be just a little placemat. It can be anything. And it is all put together. It is all put together beautifully. And then I have these little, oh, where did I put those little hats? When I was saying that I might still, okay, little bunny, you come back where you belong. When I was saying, I've got all my stuff is just everywhere here. I am not the neatest. I am just not the neatest one on the block. Okay, and here's my little hats. So, see how pretty and colorful that is? Now, it'll get pages in here. This is going to be a needle book, so it'll get 4 pages of felt pages in there. But look at this. What if I were to put a little hat and stitch that all the way on the front? Now see, things are falling off. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, there's one more hat back here somewhere. Well, I guess I don't know where that other hat went. It's back here somewhere, though. Oh well, we won't worry about that. Look at there, there's a little piece of lace. I could put that little piece of lace there. I could put a hat over that little piece of lace. Look how cute that would be. This one I was thinking I want on my wall hanging. So maybe this one would be cute on here. Yeah, even without that lace. That's pretty, and I think that might be what I do with this one. And then with that edging done with the serger, that's all the edging it needs. And did you see how quickly that went together? I've been on here for 28 minutes, and it's all went together beautifully. And it is beautiful, I have to say. I love it, and it just feels so nice, and that that tool just keeps everything put. And having these pieces of felt already cut, I think they're 8, what are they now? Yeah, they're 8 inches by 12 inches. Well, a little less than that because the serger did cut off just the tiniest bit there. And so, but when you buy these, they're 8 by 12. I mean, you can get other sizes too, but 8 by 12 is a good size if you're going to make a needle book or a journal cover. But look how beautiful it is. And there's so much more you can even do with this. You know, you could put some buttons, anything, just so much you could do with this. So that's just all I wanted to show you today. I just couldn't go a whole day without speaking to y'all. You know, just because a while ago I thought, well, I don't guess I'll make a video today. And then all of a sudden I said, I think I'm going to make a video today. See, that's how my mind goes. Oh, there's my magnet. I gotta pick something up, see? So I got this magnet on a stick. A while ago I dropped this pin in the floor. See? I just picked it up. I knew it was down there, but didn't know where my magnet was. Isn't that great? I can't stretch anywhere. Okay, Helen Steiner Rice is going to tell us something today. Let's see, I'm going to read the right or the left. I'm going to read the right. Okay. Ooh, look on the sunny side. Look on the sunny side. Always on the sunny side. Look on the sunny side of life. Okay. There are two sides. There are always two sides. The good and the bad. The dark and the light. The sad and the glad. But in looking back over the good and the bad, we're aware of the number of good things we've had and counting our blessings. We find when we're through, we have no reason at all to complain or be blue. So thank God for the good things He has already done, and be grateful to Him for the battles you've won. And know that the same God who helped you before is ready and willing to help you once more. Then with faith in your heart, reach out for God's hand and accept what He sends, though you can't understand. For our Father in heaven always knows what is best. And if you trust His wisdom, your life will be blessed. For always remember that whatever betide you, you are never alone, for God is beside you. That is very good, and that's something we have to remember, and we have to remember these kind of things. And this is one of my favorite books, I think, of Helen Steiner Rice. It's a collection of blessings. I have probably 5 or 6 different Helen Steiner Rice books, and but I think this might be one of my favorites right here. And so, but then I think if I was reading another one, I would say it was my favorite. Okay, so God bless and keep you all. Sew some scraps together and see what you come up with. And may God be with you every step you take, every move you make, every breath. And I will see you safe and sound, happy and healthy on the next video. God bless.